Hello, and welcome to week 3 of our exploration into the art and science of self love. I'm Carrie Bandel, owner of Sacred Whisper Studio, and today we're moving from understanding into action. In our first week, we defined what true self love really means, and last week we dove into the fascinating neuroscience that explains why self love matters for our brain function and energy field. Now it's time to get practical. Today, we're going to explore scientific rituals and practices that may help you embody self love in your daily life. These aren't just feel good exercises, they're powerful tools for clearing energy blocks and setting sacred boundaries and using your intuition to guide your self love journey. As spiritual practitioners, we understand that knowledge without practice rarely leads to transformation. So today is all about integrating self love into your lived experience through consistent, intentional practice. The way you begin your day sets the energetic tone for everything that follows. Most people reach for their phones first thing in the morning, immediately pulling in external energy before they've established their own field. This often leads to a reactive rather than intentional relationship with yourself throughout the day. Instead, I invite you to consider creating a morning self love ritual, even if it's just 5 minutes. That helps you connect with yourself before engaging with the world. Here's a simple but powerful morning practice: the sacred first 5 minutes. Upon waking, place your hands over your heart and take 3 deep breaths, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Set an intention for how you want to relate to yourself today. For example, today I choose to treat myself with patience and understanding. Ask yourself, what does my spirit need today? And listen for the answer without judgment. If it pops in your head, it's the answer you asked for, so trust that. Express gratitude for 3 aspects of yourself, not achievements, but qualities of your being. Only then reach for your phone or begin your day's activities. This brief ritual does several important things. It establishes your relationship with yourself as your first priority. It activates your heart center and vagus nerve, promoting emotional regulation. It creates space for intuitive guidance about your needs, and it cultivates self appreciation, which neurologically reinforces positive self perception. For those with more time in the morning, this can be expanded into including meditation, journaling, or gentle movement practices. The key is connecting with yourself first before the world makes its demands. Many clients tell me that they don't have time for morning practices. But when we look closer, it's often about prioritizing rather than time. Even the busiest schedule can accommodate 5 minutes of self connection if we value it as essential rather than optional. I get up early before my husband for quiet time for my spiritual routines, and then I have coffee and meet the day. Remember, the quality of your presence with yourself in these moments matter more than the duration. 5 minutes of fully present self connection is more powerful than 30 minutes of distracted practice. For many of us, the greatest barriers to self love aren't intellectual, but energetic. We may intellectually understand that we deserve love, but still carry energetic imprints of unworthiness, shame, or self rejection in our fields. These energy blocks often stem from childhood experiences where our authentic expression was rejected, cultural or religious programming about unworthiness, traumatic experiences that created protective patterns. absorbed energy from critical parents, teachers, or partners. Clearing these energetic blocks is essential for embodying self love. Here are three powerful practices for energy clearing. The first, the self forgiveness bath. This practice uses water, one of nature's most powerful energy conductors, to release old patterns. Fill your tub with warm water and add sea salt, which helps draw out dense energy. As you soak, place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Silently or out loud, speak words of forgiveness to yourself for specific ways you've been self critical. Visualize the water absorbing the energy of self judgment. When you drain the tub, set the intention that all energy or self rejection is being released back to the earth for transformation. Number two is the mirror practice. This practice directly addresses the discomfort many feel when truly seeing themselves. So stand in front of a mirror in a private space and take 3 deep breaths while maintaining eye contact with yourself. Place your hands on your heart and say, I see you, I honor you, I accept you. Notice any resistance, discomfort, or emotions that come up, and simply witness these responses with compassion without trying to change them. Gradually extend the time you can maintain loving eye contact with yourself. This practice can be intensely uncomfortable at first, which reveals how deeply we've internalized self rejection. But with consistency, it becomes a powerful tool for energetic clearing and self acceptance. Number three, cord cutting for self criticism. This visualization practice helps release energetic connections to sources of criticism. Sit quietly and imagine that each critical voice in your head has an energetic cord connecting to your field. This might be your inner critic, parents, teachers, or cultural messages. Visualize each cord clearly, its location, color, thickness. One by one, use your intuition to locate the highest way to release each cord. Some may need to be gently untied, others firmly cut. As each cord is released, visualize golden light filling the space where it was attached and complete it by surrounding yourself with protective light. This practice acknowledges that self criticism often has roots outside of ourselves, even though we've internalized it. Energetically releasing these connections creates space for self love to flourish. Self love cannot thrive without boundaries. In fact, clear boundaries are one of the most tangible expressions of self love. When we set and maintain healthy boundaries, we communicate to ourselves and others that we value our well being. True spiritual development requires honoring your needs and limits as sacred. Here are some practices for creating loving boundaries. First, the sacred no practice. Each day, practice saying no to at least one thing that doesn't align with your highest good. I learned this years ago that no is a complete sentence. Before responding to requests, pause and check in with your body. Does this feel expansive or contractive? If you don't want to do something because it causes you distress, don't. That's okay. When declining, use simple, direct language without over explaining. You owe no one an explanation. After each no, acknowledge yourself for honoring your truth. The energy inventory is number two. At the end of the day, reflect on your interactions. Note which exchanges felt energizing and which felt depleting. For depleting interactions, ask what boundary might have preserved my energy here. For energizing interactions, ask what made this nourishing and how can I invite more of this? Number three, the permission slip ritual. On small pieces of paper, write permission slips to yourself. An example would be I give myself permission to rest when I'm tired, or I give myself permission to change my mind. And keep these permission slips in places where you'll see them regularly. When you notice yourself violating your own boundaries, refer to these permissions. Remember that boundaries aren't walls. They're filters that allow what nourishes you to enter while keeping out what depletes you. From an energetic perspective, clear boundaries actually enhance your connection with others because you're showing up as your authentic self rather than a depleted or resentful version of yourself. The self care industry often represents a one size fits all approach. Bubble baths, massages, chocolate. While these can be lovely, true self care is deeply individual and requires tuning into your unique needs in each moment. And this is where intuitive self care comes in, using your inner guidance to determine what would genuinely nourish you right now. Here's how to practice intuitive self care. The body scan practice. Take a few moments to scan your body from head to toe. Notice areas of tension, discomfort, or depletion. Ask each area, what do you need right now? Listen for the response, which might come as a word, image, or a physical sensation. Honor that need, even if it's different from what you expected. The four levels check in. Regularly check in with yourself on four levels. Physical, what does my body need? Rest, movement, nourishment. Emotional, what am I feeling? What does this emotion need? Mental, what thoughts are predominant and do they serve me? And spiritual, how is my connection to something larger than myself? Address the needs that emerge on each level. The intuitive menu. Create a list of self care activities that nourish you on different levels. Include quick options, 5 minutes or less, medium options, 30 minutes or less, and deeper practices, maybe an hour or more. When you need self care rather than defaulting to habits, consult your intuition about which practice would serve you best in this moment. The key to intuitive self care is recognizing that your needs fluctuate. What constitutes loving care on Monday might be completely different from what you need on Tuesday. This responsive approach to self care builds your trust in your own intuition while ensuring you're receiving what you truly need. Now, I'd like to guide you through creating your own personalized self love ritual, one that resonates with your unique energy and needs. First, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, allowing yourself to settle into your body. Now, bring to mind an area of your life where you tend to be particularly hard on yourself. It might be your appearance, your work, your relationships, or something else. Notice how self criticism feels in your body. Where do you feel tension or contraction? Now imagine what genuine self love would feel like in this area. If you could fully accept and appreciate yourself here, what sensations would you experience? Warmth, expansion, lightness. With these sensations as your guide, intuitively select elements for your self love ritual. A physical gesture, this might be placing hands on your heart, gentle massage, or specific movement that feels nurturing. Words of truth. What do you most need to hear in moments of self judgment? Create a simple phrase that rings true for you. A symbolic action. Choose something that represents releasing criticism or embracing love. This might be lighting a candle, anointing yourself with oil, or another meaningful gesture. A time commitment. How often will you practice this ritual? Daily, weekly, in specific triggering situations? And take a moment to bring all these elements together into a simple ritual that feels authentic and doable for you. Remember, the most powerful practices are often the simplest, ones you'll actually do consistently. As we close today's exploration of practical self love rituals, I encourage you to commit to at least one practice we've discussed, whether it's the morning intention setting, energy clearing, boundary practice, intuitive self care, or your personalized ritual. Feel free to add that warm bubble bath with candles or dancing in your living room to your favorite music or whatever makes you happy. Remember that consistency matters more than perfection. Even small, regular acts of self love create significant shifts in your energy field and neural pathways over time. Next week, in our final session of this series, we'll explore how self love serves as a gateway to greater connection with others, with your intuitive abilities, and with the universe itself. We'll discover how loving yourself enhances your capacity as a healer, intuitive, or medium, and creates the foundation for truly authentic relationships. If you don't identify with any of those titles, remember we were all born intuitive. It's up to you if you want to return to it or not. Until then, may you treat yourself with the same loving attention you so naturally offer to those you care about. And thank you for joining me today. If this resonated with you, please share it with someone who might benefit. And help me out with a like, a comment, or subscribe. I look forward to concluding our journey together next week.